Joining me now is News Corp columnist Angela Mollard and royal commentator Pandora Forsyth. Angela, the progressive media and political class, they've a huge chip on their shoulder when it comes to monarchy, and they've really given themselves away.
Oh, absolutely. I love what you've chronicled there and all those stories, Caroline. And in fact, on Saturday, I was contacted via text by a well-known Australian media identity asking if I would join on board with some anti-monarchist sentiment on my social media, highlighting the Australian Republic movement. And I thought the very first thing was, well, you've left your run a bit late, guys. Like, it's only days before the King comes out here. But you're absolutely right. And as to our politicians not meeting with the King, look, as well as being rude and disrespectful, we are currently a constitutional monarchy. As well as being disrespectful, I think it shows a lack of curiosity as well. I mean, there's a lot of things that the monarch at 75 can talk to our ministers about, but I do think that they're highly out of step. You know, the fact is that if you go out on the street of Australia, I've been reporting on the royals for years, there has never been more interest. And I think the fact that the Princess of Wales has had cancer and, of course, the monarch has cancer, it's just poor timing, it's rude and it's insolent to the King.
I think so, particularly they're ministers of the Crown, right? Like, seriously. Now, Pandora, how does this look? How does this reflect back in the UK?
Look, I think that we're used to protests in the UK. I don't know if you've seen the news recently, but we're doing a lot of protesting recently. And the King himself, alongside other royal family members, are used to going to events and there being anti-monarchists there, including Republic. So this won't come as a surprise to him. But I think lots of people are forgetting the special relationship that the King does have with Australia. This is his 17th visit to there. And the fact is, he's not been given the all clear from cancer, and he's chosen to come to Australia a long way away from where his home is. And he's 75 years old. He could have just said, look, I want somewhere closer to home for healthcare reasons. And no, that's not an amazing look on Australia, but I think people would kind of understand. But yet he's traveling all that way to sort of, I guess, re-solidify that relationship. And I think people do need to bring that to the top of their minds when they think about this visit. And of course, he's going to have Camilla there, but they're used to protests. I think it's just part of the parcel now. And I think that is also a reflection on the fact that we're living in a modern monarchy. They know that there are these issues to address. It's just a shame that some people aren't open to having the conversation with him about it.
But I'd say the Australian public are a bit more sanguine about this. Angela, can you tell us about the poll that was released in the Herald Sun today?
That's right. It's a very contemporary, up-to-date poll. But what it's showing, interestingly, is that only 33% are in favour of the Republic. Now, what's surprising about this is that when we had the referendum in 1999, which of course now is 25 years ago, 45% of the populace voted for a Republic. Of course, that referendum was lost because it was 55% in favour of retaining the constitutional monarchy. But I think what's really interesting about this is that we thought that after the death of Queen Elizabeth II, that our country would very much want to pull away, as other countries have, like Barbados most recently, from that connection with England. But quite the opposite, in fact. It's now showing that the stats on this poll, that we're more sort of, we have greater goodwill towards the monarchy perhaps than we have in recent history. So it's really interesting. And of course, it would be foolhardy for the government to be looking at a Republic referendum. They're costly. It wouldn't probably get over the line at the moment. But yeah, the poll is showing that people are in favour, or, you know, some of them are a little bit ambivalent. What is also interesting in it is that more men are in favour of a Republic, fewer women. So I think it's 41 to 27 in terms of the split there between gender. So more women are more interested in the royal family. Go figure. I think that's the Kate factor.